Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. I'm Dr. Muhammad Zaman Ashraf. I welcome you all in reaction mechanism. Today, our topic is stereochemical evidence of SN1 mechanism. In my previous lecture, I have discussed the general reaction and detailed mechanism of SN1 reactions. I have also discussed the kinetic evidence of SN1 mechanism. Today, I will discuss the ion pair in SN1 mechanism. The stereochemical evidence of SN1 mechanism, it is also referred as the ion pair in SN1 mechanism. I mean, we will discuss the ion pairs in SN1 mechanism. Usually in SN1 mechanism, we discuss the formation of free ions, and then when we discuss the stereochemistry of SN1 reaction, we concluded that SN1 mechanism, it proceeds with the racemization. So today I will discuss in detail either it is racemization or the inversion or the retention of configuration. So let's start with the stereochemical evidence of SN1 mechanism or ion pair in SN1 mechanism. Suppose we have any reaction, we call this reactant CH3. Here we have suppose Br or chlorine. Then the first step of SN1 mechanism is the formation of this carbocation. So first step is the slow step and is the rate determining step, and this is the formation of carbocations, and then in the second step, which is the first step, nucleophile attacks at this carbon results in the formation of product. If this carbon is chiral carbon, suppose these two groups they are different. So if the carbon it possesses different groups, then if this is chiral carbon, it may be positive enantiomer or negative enantiomer, I mean dextrorotatory enantiomer or levorotatory enantiomer. So when nucleophile attacks from either side, then we get either dextrorotatory product or the levorotatory product, and if dextrorotatory and levorotatory enantiomer they are formed in equal amount, then this reaction is referred as racemization, because the product it contain equal amount of dextro and levorotatory enantiomer. So this is the case when free ions are formed and there are equal chances for the attack of incoming nucleophile either from the front side or from the back side, I mean where leaving group is attached, or from the opposite side. But in case of SN1 mechanism, formation of this carbocation, it actually passes different stages. So these stages I will discuss first, and then we will discuss the stereochemistry of SN1 mechanism. Suppose we have Rx, this is our substrate. So at first converted into R positive and X negative. So this is the stage in which both the ion positive and negatives they are very close to each other. Okay, so they are known as contact ion pairs, or they are known as intimate ion pair. This means the X negative it is not away from this R positive. In other words, we can say that this R positive is not free right now. Then the next stage is the R positive and X negative. So these lines actually represent there is some disconnection, or this is somehow separation of these ions, or we can say that these are solvent separated ion pairs. So this pair right now is solvent separated ion pair. and then the next stage is R positive plus X negative. This is actually the dissociation, or this right now these are the free ions. So suppose we have our reactant and then it is converted into intimate ion pair, then the solvent separated ion pair, and then free ion pairs. So the important is at what stage the incoming nucleophile attacks at this carbon, at this stage or this stage or this stage or this stage. So if these stages then they are present and incoming nucleophile attacks, then keep in mind that there is no complete racemization. In case of SN2 mechanism, we have a clear-cut indication, and we have concluded that there is complete inversion of configuration in an SN2 reaction. In case of SN1 mechanism, we cannot concluded 100% this is a racemization. So this is because we have different stages of this formation of this carbocation, and these ion pairs they actually determine either it is racemization or the inversion of configuration, or how much it is inversion or how much is the racemization. So we will discuss all these cases right now. Let's consider this is the Rx, this R is suppose it is chiral carbon. Now we will discuss all these in detail. Here we have R and X. So this is our substrate reactant. Keep in mind right now this R is optically active. This is chiral carbon. It contains chiral center, chiral carbon, and it is optically active. So suppose at this stage solvolysis occurs. This is solvent molecule. If we have SR, so suppose when I write RS, RSR, these two are enantiomers. So this is the case when incoming nucleophile from the solvent it attacks from opposite side. So this is purely the case of SN2, because at this stage the leaving group is attached with R and S it approach from opposite side of the leaving group. So that's why this is complete inversion. Then we have R positive, X negative. As I told to you, this is the case of intimate ion pair. In this case, when SH, the solvent molecule, when they attacks, then we have again SR, inversion of configuration. So both these cases they are inversion of configuration. So it means when incoming nucleophile approach at the chiral carbon, this is the stage when this is present in intimate ion pair. I mean this X is not completely leave this R positive. So case is the inversion of configuration, again SN2. So in this case, suppose if this type of situation occurs, R positive, X negative. So this is somehow suppose we have R positive, X negative, R positive, X negative, R positive, X negative. So this is somehow internal return, because this X negative and R, when it is converted into R and X. So this is Rx and this is XR. So this is known as internal return. So at this stage when incoming nucleophile from solvent molecule SH, then it is converted into RS. Same is the case with this one, SH, RS. So here SR because leaving group is attached here. Here RS because leaving group is attached here. So it means as a result of internal return, there is somehow racemization when SR and RS they are formed. So this is the case for internal return. I will discuss this in by giving an other example. Then next stage is R positive, and X negative. So this is the solvent separated ion pair. So when incoming nucleophile from solvent molecule or solvent molecule, when solvolysis occur, then we have S, R and plus this is some delta shows some concentration of SR and 1 minus delta RS. This stage again it showed that there is no complete racemization. Again some amount of inversion of configuration is formed along with the formation of this retention of configuration. And then suppose this is the case of this, it is converted into X negative and R positive. Then when it reacts, it will give us delta, some concentration of delta RS. This is SR and this is the reverse case. So this is RS plus 1 minus delta SR. Okay. So both these cases they go side by side if there is internal return. So this is the case of internal return when R positive it is attached with X negative at the opposite faces. Then next is the R positive plus X negative. So this is the case when free ions are formed. So when free ions are formed and then it undergoes nucleophilic substitution or attack of nucleophile, then we have half RS plus half SR. So it means these two enantiomers they are formed in equal amount. So this is the case of the racemic mixture. Okay. So it means racemization in SN1 mechanism occurs only when free ions are formed, and these free ions they are attacked by the incoming nucleophile, and because this R positive it is trigonal planar and there are equal chances for the attack of incoming nucleophile from either side. So that's why racemization occurs. But in practice there are number of cases where racemization does not occur, and this is because of the ion pair in SN1 mechanism. I have discussed all these situations which we encountered in SN1 mechanism. It means, so this is the first case when we have substrate and at this stage no ions are formed. Then at this stage incoming nucleophile approach, this is purely SN2 mechanism. Okay. Intimate ion pair, still this carbocation is not free. So when this is not free, again we have inversion of configuration. This is also inversion of configuration. Again inversion of configuration. And then there, if there is no internal return, then this is the again we have inversion of configuration. There are no chances for the racemization. But due to internal return, when X is attached with R positive and then it is attached with the other direction. So here we have opposite stereochemistry in case of Rx and XR. Then this also results in somehow racemization. But at the stage of Rx, at the stage of intimate ion pair, at the stage of solvent separated ion pairs, there is no complete racemization. So there is inversion of some inversion of configuration along with the retention of configuration. But when all these ion pairs they are converted into free ions, at the stage of free ions, then there is racemization. So it means as a conclusion, when we discuss the stereochemistry of SN1 mechanism, usually in the basic text we call SN2 mechanism proceed with inversion of configuration and SN1 mechanism proceed with racemization. But this is not actually case for the all the substrate, because there is no complete racemization in all SN1 mechanism. So another example in which I can prove the formation of these ion pairs, suppose we have. So ion pairs, they are involved in many other examples. So ion pair actually they prove that why some of the SN1 mechanism they never proceed with 100% racemization. Suppose we have R O S O and AR. Suppose this is brosylate. Brosylate, just like tosylate or nosylate, suppose we have this benzene and we have CH3O. So this is tosyl. If here we have R group like that, then it is tosylate. And if we have here we have if bromo, then it is brosylate. All these are protecting groups also. Or we have nitro group, then it is nosylate. So this is tosylate, brosylate, nosylate. Suppose this is a brosylate sulfonate ester, and here we have oxygen. This oxygen is labeled. So this R is attached with oxygen, and when we have the SN or reaction, and it is converted into R positive and O negative O18. So this is ion pair. So this ion pair is involved in SN1 mechanism. This reaction also proves that ion pairs are involved in SN1 mechanism. This is the case when we have 3 oxygen. So when ions are formed, though these are not free ions, then these 3 oxygen they will be equivalent, because these 3 oxygen they are equivalent. Then oxygen it can delocalize negative charge at this oxygen, also at this oxygen. Then after some time, if you not added any attacking nucleophile, then we have R O S double bond O AR. So R is attached with the oxygen which is labeled, though in case of our reactant R is attached with the oxygen which is not labeled. So it means why or how this product is formed with the changing of this attachment of R with oxygen. This is because of the presence of this ion pair, and this ion pair, in this situation these 3 oxygens are equivalent. So for example, if these 3 oxygens are equivalent, we have R positive, O negative, S double bond O AR. Then this negative charge delocalize over any 3 of oxygen. So we have O double bond S, single bond O18 negative, and then AR. So if this type of situation is found when R is attached here, then it can be converted into this one. So this is known as internal scrambling. So this internal scrambling and attachment of this R with the labeled oxygen in the starting material, this is not attached with labeled oxygen. This is also the evidence for the presence of ion pair in SN1 mechanism. So there are also some other examples which prove the ion pairs in SN1 mechanism. All those reactions in which the starting material it possesses chiral center. So when you are carrying out the SN1 reaction, then ion pairs they can be proved by the determining the stereochemistry of the product. So if there is no complete racemization, then there must be involved the ion pair in SN1 mechanism. So in ion pair, at any stage where intimate ion pairs are formed or solvent separated ion pairs are formed, when incoming nucleophile attacks at these stages or the solvent attacks at these stages, then there is no complete racemization. There is somehow inversion of configuration and along with the retention of configuration. So this is all about the stereochemical evidence of SN1 mechanism. In my upcoming lecture, I will discuss the neighboring group participation in nucleophilic substitution reaction. Thank you very much.